Well, hey, Crossing family, I wanted to give you an update on our plans to physically regather again for weekend services. Our plan was to have a soft opening this weekend and to fully open on August 9th. Now, when I made that announcement last month, I said that we needed to remain flexible based on current circumstances. Well, circumstances have changed. Instead of the pandemic getting better, we are seeing a resurgence in our valley. So we get to practice that flexibility that we talked about, and we are pausing our reopening plan for on-campus gatherings for now. Let me give you a couple reasons why we're doing that. First, as Christians, we're called to humbly and willingly submit to our governing authorities, unless what we're being asked to do is contrary to what God commanded. Romans 13 is very clear about this. I know that it's easy for us to criticize leaders, but one of the ways that we honor Christ is by praying for and submitting to those in authority over us, as long as it doesn't contradict what Jesus teaches. So to comply with our local mandates, we're going to continue to have our services online at this point. Second, as your pastor, it's part of my responsibility to protect our church and our community. We've lost several people from the crossing to COVID-19. And I know that our decision to meet could literally be a life and death decision. Not only for our church community, but for our community at large who come in contact with our people. Now, that is a heavy burden for me as your pastor to bear, and a great responsibility for our leadership. So we are erring on the side of caution and prudent wisdom to keep you and our community safe. But here's what we are doing. As we pause our larger gatherings for now, our plan is to offer what we are calling limited strategic gatherings. Even though we can't gather for our full weekend services quite yet, we want to offer some smaller gatherings in the meantime. Let me just walk you through what some of these gatherings will look like. Starting on Monday, August 3rd, we're going to begin to hold Celebrate Recovery in person on our campus. This is such an important ministry as we come alongside those with hurts, habits, and hang-ups. And so we're going to start this on August 3rd. And then that same week, on Friday, August 7th, we are going to have our Activator webinar. This is for anyone who serves or leads at the Crossing. At this gathering, we'll be prepping our high-capacity leaders and volunteers for all of our fall initiatives and celebrate the ground gained during the season. If you are an activator, you can register at this link right here. When we begin our season of quarantine, one of my favorite things was sharing daily with all of you via social media. And so I'm going to be sharing some daily devotionals through the book of Psalms in our 21 days of prayer that we will be kicking off on August 10th. But here's the gathering that I'm most excited about. For many of you, you have missed being part of our campus gatherings. And so we're prepping for our very first drive-in service that we are calling Converge on Sunday evening, August 16th. You'll be able to drive into our parking lot for a 25-minute time of worship and a special time of teaching. And what's even better than that is we're going to be doing baptisms after this service. If you've been wanting to be baptized, I am going to be personally baptizing people on that night. The water will be chlorinated. I will have a face shield, and we will disinfect all the surfaces between each baptism. And then on September, our plan is to start limited Sunday gatherings at Midtown for anyone who would like to have an in-person worship experience. Plus, we will kick off a new season of Rooted and Life groups in September. All of this information will be on our website so you can just stay in contact with what we are doing. But let me leave you with this verse from James chapter 1. James encourages us with these words. He says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may become mature and complete, not lacking anything. We will get to the other side of this, and we will be stronger if we continue to lean into all that God has for us in this season. Just know that I love you and I am praying for you daily.